Do you want me to
actually
open?
wearing the same jumper, but
No, it's a different colour.
yeah, different actually.
Really?
Okay.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Jumper Boys. My name is Jumper Boy 1.
And I'm Jumper Boy 2. So.
Yep, so today we're wearing, maybe to the, up close they don't look the same, but to the camera,
They probably
same
look
jumper.
identical, yeah.
Yeah.
Although mine's from Zara, where's yours from?
Marks and Spencer.
Marks and Sparks.
Because I wanted a
Old timer.
plain black jumper,
Yeah.
and I thought, where is the plainest clothes, the most boring clothes of all? Marks
Yeah.
and Sparks.
Good pants though. So, see, you might have noticed two things. One, that I'll sound a bit more distant than Scott, that's because I forgot my mic.
That's because I'm emotionally reserved.
Also, two, I thought I'd try and look handsome today, so I shaved last night, but I've ended up with a big massive cut, a big gouge.
Other side as well.
Okay, I've ended up looking like, you know when Luke takes Vader's helmet off.
you know when. Yeah.
Anyway, this is another edition of Wheat from the Chaff, your new favourite feature that you've probably never heard of because you know what's this. But anyway, we've been going through my game collection and we've been sorting out the wheat from the chaff, the good from the bad, the worth it to the no worth it.
Have you got a fourth one just to hammer it in?
Right. No, it's a rule of three. That's
Alright, cool. Just in case.
I'm a good writer, I mean. Now, what games are we going to do? Well, we've done Dreamcast,
Done Dreamcast.
done PS2. What was next? What were we going to do?
Was it not PlayStation 3?
It was PlayStation 3, but
but
it'd be remiss of us to forget the other big addition to that generation of consoles that I owned.
the original Xbox. Excellent.
No, the Gamecube in my bag from my holidays a couple of years ago. Right, we're going to go through my Gamecube collection and you're going to tell me which to be from the chaff. So first up
Alright, okay.
is
Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door. You know, I'm trying to think if I've ever really played 1000-Year Door. I think I've given it a wee shot.
you've definitely seen me.
I've definitely
play
seen you play it, yeah. You forced me to watch you play a lot of games. I mean, I feel like there's not many Mario games I'd ever put in a chaff pile.
But that's like the one.
And Paper Mario,
People have been
they are
dying
really
for
good
a new
fun.
Paper Mario game to be that good since then. Apparently there's an internal rule in Nintendo now that they're not allowed to make up new characters for them or something. So this is the last Paper Mario game that has like a whole new race of people in it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah, I'll put that. Let's see, this is the wheat pile.
Yeah. Right, game number 2.
Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2. Would you say it's mostly online?
Well, no, here's the thing though. I know a lot of people who never ever played that game online, but because they because they introduced because they introduced the 4-player split screen in that. You know, so essentially you've got the full experience. You can with your pals, you know, and you don't need to go online really to enjoy it. So there is that aspect of it.
I had a lot of good fun playing Phantasy
You and
Star Online.
Scatina?
Me and Scatina, my
Female android.
female android. Because I always like going a robot in a game. If I ever can go a robot in a game, I will go a robot in a game. Okay, you know what? I'll put it in the wheat pile.
I've got a prediction, by the way. I think this is going to be the biggest wheat to chaff.
Cool.
So
Now you've said
difference.
that, you know I'm going to be like
But then we're going to challenge that assumption right now.
Star Fox Adventures.
Star Fox Adventures.
Wow, straight in the wheat pile. Out of the cockpit and into epic adventure. Do you think Star Fox should have stayed in the cockpit?
It was a good idea, actually. I honestly, I feel like I don't. Right, okay. So it's a tricky one. This because it started off as
Quite hard,
It started off as Dinosaur Planet on the N64, right? Project wasn't going well. GameCube was coming along. They moved to the GameCube. Shigsy comes along to Rare's offices and says, he looks a bit like Fox. Let's make it a Star Fox game, right?
Yeah.
And I've done a video about this years ago before when we did Good Bits and Shite Games or whatever it was called, right?
Yeah.
The Star Fox bits in this, the R-Wing bits, are actually really good fun. And the adventuring parts, they are the weakest aspect, and that's like 95% of the game, right?
Okay.
But it's not that bad. There are some good aspects to it. It's just that it's a very shallow adventure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what do you think? Wheat or chaff?
I mean, it is like you say, it is mostly shit.
Shit is a strong word, but it's definitely it's not.
Okay, how about we go with it's mostly poo?
Do what you want. Do what you want.
I would say it was a bold new direction. for a series that had only had 2 games at this point, because the second one never came out.
Yep.
So a bold new direction for a series that only had 2 games, and people really loved the thing it did, and then they mostly took that away.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're gonna make, yeah, okay, I know, no, I don't disagree. Right.
Why are you sweating so much? So is this your furry pile? Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. On all major roads, capture the suspect.
I mean, it's...
So I'll remind you,
2 for 20.
You put the Dreamcast version in the Chaff pile.
Yeah, and this is going in the Chaff pile. Yeah.
But the multiplayer mode is so much more expanded.
Oh, wow. Now you can make someone else even more miserable. I just don't like 3D Sonic.
It's not all bad. Sonic Adventure 1's good. For about 10% of the game.
You need to stop being like, it's good for 10%. Imagine you were in, like, see if you went on a trip somewhere, like a holiday, and you said we had 10% of a great time and 90% was terrible.
Yeah.
Would you then remember that as a good holiday or not?
But the good 10% is you can go that again and again and again and again with Sonic Adventure, right? You know, because the levels are quite replayable. I'd say this one's definitely worse than Sonic Adventure. It's not as good a game.
You just don't know.
Okay, on you go, chaff it.
It is good, chaff.
Straight in the chaff,
Yeah.
go on.
I'm just not a fan.
Right, okay, but I know who you're going to put this one.
So it's a £7 bargain.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of the game?
So it's Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2.
That's the one. That right there is up there with Mario 64 as one of the best launch games for a Nintendo console.
Wow.
That came out on day 1, right? And I see, if you're looking at, so there was that, Wave Race and Luigi's Mansion, right?
Yep.
That was the one to choose, definitely. Definitely, if you wanted to see how cool your new console was. It's just a great game.
But has it aged quite badly now?
You know what, the thing is, no, it's still one of the best Star Wars games ever made. Probably the best, actually.
This is the one where you don't get out the spaceship, is that right?
Yeah, so that makes it a good one.
But this does feature the voice of Dennis Lawson, the original Wedge Antilles.
That's what makes it. Anyway.
Do you know he's Ewan McGregor's uncle?
That's not the ZZ Top fact, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that everybody knows.
I told you though, when we were watching Star Wars with Hannah, Wedge Antilles, Dennis Lawson turned up, and I just without thinking turned around and said,
Yeah.
and he's Ewan McGregor's uncle. And she just looked at me and said, who's Ewan McGregor? And I was like, we'll circle back around to this.
And then you're like, he's Obi-Wan Kenobi. She's like, what, that old guy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great game. The box art actually goes out its way to say actual in-game screens. Because obviously at the time you'd have looked at these grey screens and been like...
It's actually, see when you play it nowadays, it still because it's so clean looking, it moves so smoothly as well. It still looks fantastic.
No, it is a great game.
Good.
It is a great game.
Right. What?
Sonic Mega Collect, $4.99.
It's actually...
No disc in it either.
Discs in the Gamecube. That's actually one of the best compilations of the old Sonic games in terms of accuracy to the old ones and all that. And just a nice little package as well.
That's what we got. We got Sonic.
Yeah.
We got Sonic 2.
Yep.
We got Sonic 3,
Yeah.
in case you were... And you're thinking, don't get Sonic and Knuckles. Yes, you do. Sonic and Knuckles. But surely not Sonic 3D. No, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
And then you're like, but... Right, you say complete. You don't mean you get Sonic Spinball, you get Sonic Spinball. And then to round it out, Dr. Robotnik's
and probably diminish the package slightly, but still.
Seven greatest hits. Arguably, has Sonic ever been as great as this? As great as those games?
Mania came close, but no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hidden games and features. What are the hidden games?
There's a couple of arcade games, Flicky, Vector Man. In the Japanese version, it's got bloody Streets of Rage.
Bloody Streets of Rage? Is that the adult version?
But you don't get Streets of Rage in the UK or the US versions.
What'd you get? Nothing?
Vector Man.
Oh wow.
I think. No, wait, I might be getting mixed up with them.
And did you ever read any of the 100 Sonic comic book illustrations, character artwork, and more? No. No.
I
mean, it's a really nice. The thing is, it's a really nice collection, and weirdly, this was before we got to the point where we're at now, where like games like this are expected to be released on a console.
Yeah.
But essentially, not had versions of these games for quite some time.
Yep.
But it's Sonic.
Oh, come on.
No, okay, there we go. You get one Sonic game in the wheat pile.
I know where you're putting this one.
SoulCalibur II.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
Classic.
Wow, I love your receipt. You've had it for so long. It's just a white piece of paper. It's just faded.
Written in invisible ink.
Yeah.
That's one that I never sold and
So this
rebought
has
in,
been
that's
original.
the original.
Original. Let's have a look at the disc. Oh, it's so immaculate.
Yeah.
Immaculate. This was kind of like, I mean, it's weird for a series that is still ongoing now. What's SoulCalibur up to now? Like 6?
But to have peaked so early.
Peaked, yeah, I mean, some people would argue it peaked in the Dreamcast.
Yeah,
But I think this was where,
that's
like...
the best one, I think.
I would say, I agree. I mean, I think Link is like a cheap character.
No,
For cheats
no,
and tricks and too many moves and
no,
projectiles and it's a terrible character. Terrible character. Probably one of the fighting games we've played the most.
Oh, aye, definitely.
So yeah, I am more than happy to put that in the wheat pile.
Good, good. Right, up next.
Ikaruga. A shooting game that most folk have probably at least managed to complete the first level on and then never gone any further. And for good reason.
You know, I never realised how controversial this game is. Like, it's my favourite.
Because the final boss is the Pope.
It's my favourite shmup ever. But a lot of real sort of die-hard shmup fans, they think it's too clinical and too sort of designed. You know, it's not as got that kind of element of chaos that a lot of shmups have. But I think it's the best one because it is so well designed and so perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things that you wouldn't take or you wouldn't change anything about it. Or I wouldn't anyway.
I get what you mean though. Like, it probably is because, like, maybe other games allow a bit more like improvisation. Whereas probably in order to play Ikaruga really well, I can see like whenever I've played Ikaruga, like for example, probably almost every run of the first like up to the first boss and beyond, you could probably like trace over every route I've done. It's probably the same.
Yeah.
Swap colour, do this, and that's not a bad thing. But I
Yeah.
can understand that maybe people who like a more organic experience would think. But I mean, it is a classic. It is.
Yeah.
It is. There's a reason why, like, it still gets re-released now, as opposed to so many games kind of that was around at the same time that are a lot harder to get. So.
And I still think the GameCube version is the best as well.
Well, I mean, if you can't afford the Dreamcast version,
it's great on the Switch as well, but
yeah. It's on the Switch.
Yeah, I
Okay,
reviewed it
really?
on the Switch. Yeah. Anyway, up
Did you?
next.
Promotional disc. So you didn't even pay for this, Joe, did you?
I did actually.
Promotional disc.
No,
Did it not come free or something?
Game Center sold them separately.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Legend of Zelda. You've got Legend of Zelda 2. You've got Ocarina of Time. But you're like, you're not getting Majora's Mask. It's in the box. It's in the disc. And a playable demo of the best 3D Zelda game of all time.
We'll get to that.
Wind Waker.
It's a really good version of Ocarina of Time. It's almost a perfect version of Majora's Mask as well. There's a couple of little glitches in it.
What are the
Just like when you're at the beach in Temra Bay next to the turtle, there's a lot of slowdown and stuff. It wasn't in the N64 version, but overall the games play brilliantly.
Another early example of like the console makers actually
Nintendo
looking
uses-
back and being like, right, here's a way to continue playing these games, especially because they moved from cartridge to disc. There was no way to be backwards compatible with the
It
GameCube.
was funny Nintendo just gave that away, like just.
Well, see, they gave it away. Your own boss made you pay for it.
Well, you know what I mean, though. It's like
But yeah, exactly. It was
it's
going to
just
be
like a
like
throwaway
a
thing.
freebie.
Aye.
Can you imagine Nintendo? They wouldn't give you fucking hee-haw for free now. In fact, they charge you for hee-haw. Yeah, that's on the feedback.
Right, up next.
Super Smash Brothers Melee. Love Melee. It is brilliant.
Ultimate's good as well.
But Ultimate has replaced it, so as far as I'm concerned, that's the Chaff.
No.
There's no. Well, look. Ultimate has everything, right? Ultimate has everything. You're like, has it got Zelda? It's got Zelda. Has it got Link? It's got Link. Has it got all these characters? And he's got all these characters.
Is this your bit?
This is my new bit. This is like, remember, there's a bit we did in the podcast where it was not like occasionally I go, hello. But yeah, I would say Super Smash Bros. Melee is fine.
It's fine.
But it's been surpassed. And this is what it's about. It's about.
Right, okay.
It's about has it been better?
Right, has this been bettered?
Oh, is this a wee GeForce?
Maybe. Yes, it is.
GeForce who put the stickers on the
actual
cover under the
underneath
plastic, so
yeah.
it's just there forever. WarioWare. It is one of the best like party games.
See the mode in that where you've got to balance a stack of turtles.
Yeah.
That is one of the most genius things to put into a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Just ever.
Still not my favourite though.
What's the best one?
Just the one where you ask the dog for the pop.
No, but that's one of the mini games. I'm talking
I
about
know,
the actual
alright,
sort of- the things that surround the mini game to play as multiplayer.
3, 2, 1.
Also, see the one where you've got to build a deck of cards, but while you're playing, other people can steal your cards. And
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's great. It is one of the best party games of all time.
Another multiplayer classic.
Oh, Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures.
You can't possibly argue that's been bettered, right?
No, okay.
Okay? Because the only 4 Swords that came out after that, you can't play anymore because they only released it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And the only other multiplayer Zelda game that you can still play now is the Triforce Heroes, which isn't as good as that.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it. You're like, does it have green Link in it? It's got green Link. But it doesn't have blue Link in it. Blue Link's in it. Does it have lilac Link? What colour we doing?
Pink Link.
Pink. Is it getting pink Link? You bet it does. That's why it's 18. Right. We're gonna get down to it here because there's an unequal. I'm gonna tilt these so they're actually, in fact, the even in shot on the pile of stuff that you put your camera on because you forgot the tripod. Right, it's a great game. However, do you own Joe Merrick? Do you own 4 Game Boy Advances?
You know what?
Joseph, yes or no?
Right, no.
Yes or no?
Listen. Up until recently, I owned 3, but I gave 2 of them to Barry. So
Okay, so you've got
1 Game Boy Advance.
and how many connection
I've got
cables?
3 cables.
3 cables. And can you plug those other cables into anything that will benefit the game? Because since you don't have the Game Boy Advances required.
No, but you could get a Game Boy and bring it along one day, and we could play 4 Swords Adventures the way God intended.
I could grow wheels and I could become a bike, but it's not going to happen. So
I've finished that entire game in single player, and it's great.
Aye, but Joe, we
But
don't have a lot of friends, so it is a great game. However, it is it's going in the chaff pile purely because there's no way to play it as God intended.
tell you what, see if we got comments on our videos, the comment section would be raging right
See
now.
if we had any viewers.
Right.
You don't even need to release these videos anymore. They're fine.
Tell the viewers what this game is that I've just handed you.
Joe's handed me. Is this one of the really dark, heavy, emo Prince of Persia games? Oh no, it's Twilight Princess. Day 1 Gamecube version, which means everything's the wrong way around because everything was the right way around in the Wii version. Is that right?
No, because they put it back to the right way around in the Wii U version.
That
So
was me.
The Wii version is the wrong way
I
around.
was just seeing if you'd bite. Look at me pretending to fish. It's like it actually looks more like I'm whisking an egg the wrong way. So it's the biggest Zelda adventure of all time.
Not true anymore.
Take up arms against the dark creatures infesting your homeland. I mean, Twilight Princess is a good game. It's weirdly though one of the Zelda games that I've never really felt much of a need to go back to. Like after completing it, I've never really.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like Wind Waker, I've completed a couple times. And I
Aye.
used to just enjoy playing the last boss in Wind Waker a lot.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, I kind of lump it in more with the ones that I find a bit glum. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something about this one. I don't get much joy from it. It's still a good game.
Great game.
But it has come out on the Wii. It has come out on the Wii U.
That's the best version, still. I'm going to put, honestly, I'm going to say that, right? The Wii version isn't as good. It's got not very good motion controls in it. It's got some good motion controls, like the aiming and all that.
Yeah.
But it's got the sort of, you just shake the controller to shake the socket, right? And it's the wrong way around. Bizarre, right? The Wii U version
Bizarre.
is in HD, right? And it does have some good additions like gyro aiming and stuff like that. There's something, I don't like the way it looks though, right? They up-res the graphics, but it looks really so sharp that it loses a lot of the sort of softness of the lighting and sort of the glow of this one. I feel this one's got a much better mood, much better atmosphere, and also the Wii U version slows down every now and again. It's like not optimised properly or whatever, whereas this one like plays perfectly from
You know what?
start to finish.
Sold me on it.
Oh no!
Chaff.
What's it doing in Chaff?
It's been better.
I just explained why it hasn't been better.
Aye, well.
Right, I know where you're going to put this one.
Oh yeah, Wind Waker. But they did bring out a Wii U version of Wind Waker, didn't they?
It wasn't as good.
Also, this comes with the terrible Ocarina of Time.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Come on! You're looking at this, you're thinking, it's got Link in it. Surely there's not a... Surely the King of Red Lines isn't in it. He's in it. Laughed at my own joke. Wind Waker's my favourite Zelda game.
Brave words, but
Well...
let the man speak. Let the man speak before you. Right.
Just because I think this was
Wait,
like...
can you, I need to, can you stop doing that?
What?
Can you stop doing that? He does this,
What?
right? And he rotates the disc and the hold it like a big ring around the outside.
I've actually, if you go back and try and play any of the games on the I've every single one of them.
Every single one is absent-minded. There's the glasses. He takes the, there you go, yeah.
Every time you turn round, I take Ikaruga out and I put that in. I've got a wee drawing pin in my pocket. I love Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Love the music. This is the original version, which has the bit that no one likes, where they have to go just explore the sea for a while.
Oh, that bit.
I love it
Oh,
too.
that bit, okay.
And yeah, I think it's great. Also, you're thinking, does it come in German? Yes. It is wheat.
Right.
It's wheat all day long. 10 out of 10 from Nintendo magazine. Not the big boys.
This is going to be a controversial one.
What a thrill.
Tell people what is it?
Wait there, let me just...
What are we talking about?
We are talking about Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes.
Don't kill me.
It is the best version of Metal Gear Solid 1.
My opinion on that has mellowed somewhat, right? I still think I would prefer to play that. I prefer to play that in the original, right? Just because I
would
don't
say, like, I mean,
it.
for me, I love the original.
Me too.
But in terms of, like, if I wanted to stick one on, and this is important here, have a lot of fun with it, I'd probably stick on to... No, right.
That's what.
Like, I love the original Metal Gear Solid. I have completed it.
What if it's not about fun?
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's going on. It is sweet. I love Metal Gear Solid.
Good man. The right
I mean,
choice.
the thing is, if they were to bring out a collection on Switch or anything, obviously I'd be happy for them to bring out the original Metal Gear Solid. But if they brought out Twin Snakes, I would not have an issue with it. Why are you smiling? Smirking? Enter the Matrix. Oh.
Enter the virtual world of the Matrix. A parallel universe to the Matrix Reloaded.
I actually really enjoyed this at the time.
But there's
It's so impressive it's bordering on the obscene. NGC.
it's a bad game. There's some good stuff in it, but it's a bad game.
It's an unparalleled film collaboration.
And it's also, well, that's the thing. It's interesting because it's such a big thing was made
Yeah.
of it, you know.
But then they cast two of the characters that you wouldn't be that bothered about playing.
Well, it's a bizarre idea, but I admire it more than I like it, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I actually really like Enter the Matrix, but is it a good game? I mean, I love the hacking stuff. Like, that's such a clever idea.
Multiplayer and all that. Good. I mean,
It's going to wheat. You know what? I'm putting it in the wheat pile. I'm putting that in the wheat pile, and I'm leaving Twilight Princess there.
oh my god.
In fact, I might take Star Fox Adventures out of that pile and then stick it on the top and just...
Right, this is a recent addition to my collection. I've only played
Billy
a couple
Hatchet
hours
and
of
the
it.
Giant Egg. Yeah, we got that. You got this for Forgotten Worlds.
I've always wanted to play it because it's a Sonic Team.
There's
game
like a
that I
big
never-
pile of like games. You're like, oh, I've always wanted to buy this game. Oh, I've always wanted this game. Can I justify it? And it was games you were like, it was not like an immaculate copy of Ocarina of Time on N64.
It's
Like,
£80 though.
but it was immaculate. It was almost
80.
like it just come out of the factory.
£80.
And Joe's holding like that and being like, oh, this is something I'd love to own. It's really something I could pass down to the kids. And something to really value. And then he bought Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Billy Hatcher must use the powers of a legendary suit. There's no using a giant egg.
No, he's not. Jinky dresses like a chicken in his day-to-day life. No, it's a magical chicken suit that lets him
They
roll a
really
big
should.
egg in.
But what was the giant egg? With the chicken suit lets him roll the big egg.
Yeah.
He roll the egg without it.
You listen to like special moves with the egg as well. You can.
What
fight
kind of
baddies
special
with it
move do
and
you
all.
do with an egg?
Do like a big bounce thing, and you can like roll it at the baddies and.
Right, you can't say rolling an egg's a special move, otherwise that means everyone who rolls eggs down the hills.
It's a big egg. It's a big egg. It's a giant egg. That's the
And
name
you
of
play
the
4 players simultaneously.
game. Yeah, well, I've not had
Wow.
a chance to play.
I don't know if I've ever seen it say 1 to 4 players simultaneous. Because surely, I mean, is there many
Worms.
Like, you're not kind of playing at the same time, though, kinda.
Worms Armageddon.
Yeah, I suppose.
Worms 2.
Well, it's a Sonic,
All the Worms
Sonic,
games.
Sonic Team game,
Yeah.
so that gives it a level of quality. It's a Sega game.
Oh, kill him.
Yeah, you know what? From the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, who's made such amazing games
I know
such
where
as...
this is going.
What is that game you love? Fucking...
Balan Wonderworld.
Balan Wonderland. Do you know what's funny? I was in our podcast. I think I started calling it Balan Wonderland, and I think you at least called it that at least once as well. And I was like,
I'm sure for a while that's what it was
yeah,
called.
it's Chaff.
Right, okay.
No, I've got no affection for this Billy Hatcher.
Fair enough.
Oh, F-Zero GX. Oh. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, it's so good that Nintendo decided never to make another one.
Well, that's the thing. Like Nintendo only really make a new version of a series when they can think of like a twist to put in it or something to
Yeah.
change up.
Oh, you mean like Captain... What's his name? Captain Phoenix?
Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon. Fuck me, I forgot his name. Like this guy's his dad or something. That'd be a twist.
Not, you know what I mean, not a gameplay twist.
How about this guy being his dad? Yeah, no, it's a great game. Very fast. I prefer it to Wipeout because I cannot play
Oh,
it. I cannot play a
Wipeout's good,
game.
but that's better.
I just have never been able to really
Right.
get it. Burnout 2 Point of Impact. Oh. I think this was when Burnout began to become like the stuff we like Burnout 2 and Burnout 3, or when it was like really good. I like
It's honestly,
Burnout
I'm
3.
Burnout 3. It's alright, but I think Burnout 3 was like also.
Oh, you've still got a
That was
wee...
when the EA tracks
You
and all
should
that.
register this acclaim thing. It has amazingly intense crashes. It's faster and more furious than ever before, and has new tracks, new vehicles, and new modes. I mean, am I just reading that off the bat?
Yeah.
Aye. I mean, it's good. I can't really distinguish between Burnout 2 and Burnout 3 in my mind. Joe, I've not played this game for about 10 years. No, everyone's like...
Just put it in a wheat pile. Go on.
Just put it in a... Alright, I'll put it in a wee bit.
Right, I think this is my last one now.
Last one.
It's quite the GameCube's quite a small collection.
I was going to say, do you not have Double Dash around? No?
I got rid of them actually a long time ago.
Oh, I was really looking forward to putting it in the Chaff pile.
Aye.
That's a shame.
No, I got rid of Double Dash and I got rid of Mario Sunshine when I got Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah, I
didn't need
suppose,
Sunshine
yeah.
anymore.
I don't, that's a really sad thing to say. I figured I didn't need sunshine anymore. This, Joe, are you ready to get your mind blown?
Mm.
Although we are filming this on the 2nd of March as opposed to the 3rd of March.
But is that
You bought this game on the 3rd of March 2012. so it is
wow.
tomorrow, 10 years ago, you bought this game on
I
GameCube.
never realised that.
And it cost you, how much do you think it cost you?
Oh, £7.
£4.
£4.
And you bought it with another game as well. Can you remember what the other game was?
Into the Matrix.
It was... No, because you bought Into the Matrix like last
Oh, so that's
year.
I don't know.
It was Wave Race Blue Storm.
Oh, I traded that in. That was shite.
There we go. So that's amazing. If only we'd been recording this tomorrow,
Mm.
we could have said, "Oh, it was exactly 10 years ago you
Could have been
bought
spooky.
this game." Could have. I mean,
Anyway.
it's still kind of spooky.
1080.
Spooky that you've kept the receipt for 10 years. I mean, what are you going to do? Take it back? 1080 featuring the single "Choke" by Cauterize. Is it as good as the one in the N64? No, not really.
No, it's not. It is good though. The Avalanches look great still.
It's the game that started the extreme sports genre is back. You thought it was gone, but it's back.
Right. It's not as good as the N64 one. The N64 one is definitely better.
Yeah.
But this one, they changed focus a wee bit, made it a bit less realistic, a bit more about just like pure speed.
Yeah.
There's no other snowboarding
See,
game.
and you shouldn't be doing that if you're doing sports. You get disqualified. 1080 Avalanche. It is very much a game of its time. With the single
but in a
choke
good way
micro-
though. Like, I
In
don't
a
know.
good way, yeah. I mean, you can outperform your friends either split screen or over LAN.
Yeah, LAN, yeah.
You can trigger avalanches, collapse bridges, and manoeuvre through treacherous courses. Why don't we collapse a bridge? Why don't we build bridges? Yeah. Chaff.
What?
Yeah. Chaff.
Honestly?
Snowboarding games are shite, man. Always have been. There's one good snowboarding game. No, two. One is called Snowboard Kids. And I've only ever played the French version.
Snowboard
on
Kids is amazing.
my cousin's N64. And SSX Tricky. Those are the two good.
1080 is the best one.
1080 is fine if you like looking at games that are like mud. You know what I mean? It's like
What?
It's like where's the snow? Where's the character?
1080 looks amazing.
You can only figure out what you're doing just purely by I don't know guesswork.
You're talking absolute rubbish right now.
It's
1080 still looks incredible.
Which one of the 12 identical characters shall I go?
There's only 5.
Which one of the 5 identical characters?
They're not
shall I
identical.
go? Everyone's
There's a woman in it.
It's like it looks 1080 has always looked terrible. Plays terrible.
I can't actually
I mean,
deal with this.
The
Can't deal
only
with
reason, the only reason they made it a snow game.
Let's look at what you put in the chaff pile here. 4 swords, Twilight Princess, and melee. I genuinely thought this was going to be a giant wheat pile and a tiny wee chaff pile. Anyway, keep it socking.
Keep it socking.